If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. And if you enjoy the live review shows, be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at $ 2 cents boxing or hitting that heart with the $ in it and just leaving a monetary support to the channel, showing me that you appreciate the content and that I'm doing a good job. You can also call in at 281-845-2103 and leave a voicemail with your 2 cents, and I will play it in a segment in my live shows. 9/13/2025. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm back, like I told you last night. I'm back this morning with the live review. I'll be back this evening with the fight party. We working over here. Y'all be sure to help support the channel. And listen, y'all, I'm going to be doing some multitasking today because this is my Saturday morning. You know, I'm supposed to be doing my wifely duties, grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, doing all of that. But it's fight day. It's fight day, y'all. The biggest fight of the century, the third highest gate in boxing history. The best fighters on the planet, Terrence Crawford and Canelo, number 1 and 2 pound for pound, allegedly. Nah, but shout out to y'all. Big fight today. Thanks to everybody that's joining me. Why is my washing machine making that noise? Thank you to everybody that's joining me today that's back. Shout out to Big Bob Gunn coming through early with the support to the channel, the $1.99 super sticker. Shout out to Big Bob Gunn, huge supporter of the channel. Absolutely appreciate everybody that support the channel. Listen, this is my live review show. For those of you that don't know, this is a new segment that I've started. The live review show, when videos come out and I think I can review them without being copyrighted, I'm going to. But just make sure y'all support these shows, because these people be copyrighting these videos and then you can't be monetized and all this other crazy stuff. So make sure you support the channel, especially if you like the show and you would like for me to do more of them. But I told y'all, this video dropped last night while I was on live, right? We watched the trailer and I said, yo, I'm coming back in the morning. We got to do the live review. Let me shout out everybody in the chat and then we gonna get right on it. I don't know why the hell my wash machine is making this crazy noise. Anyway, what's up, Ramon? Jay Will in the building. Jay Will, why you ain't got no wrench? I could have sworn I gave you a wrench. Yeah, we got Crush the Legend in the building. What up? Courtney Thompson, Kurt Hurd. Kurt, I know I gave you a wrench. Marshawn in the building. Crucial content. Don't spoil it for me, Crucial. He say Leroy was spitting. For those of you that don't know, I named the guy in the video Leroy because he sound like somebody uncle that got change in a Crown Royal bag. So we named him Leroy. Shout out Crucial Content, Marshawn West. Isaiah, what you doing? What's up? We got Zach B in the building. Fight in words with Bang in the building. What's going on? Shout out from Houston. I fuck with what you do. Shout out Fighting Words. I'm in the H2. I'm in the H2. You know how we get down. You know how I go down on time. All right. Let me wrench these people up. Yeah, they go down in H-Town. Texas, the greatest state ever. If y'all living anywhere else, actually don't come to Texas. There's too many people that didn't came here. Just stay where y'all at, now that I think about it. No, but Texas is great. Y'all should come out here and see Texas. And you know what's crazy? A lot of people, Harm Clark, that's what's up. A lot of people like to say Texas is racist. And Texas is racist. But the thing about Texas being racist is the racism is concentrated, right? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've lived in other states and I've never really experienced racism, like real racism, like you pulling me over because I'm black type shit. I've never experienced that until I left Texas. Virginia, what other states about? I've lived in Virginia. I've lived in, I've been to Chicago. I haven't lived in Chicago, but I've been to Chicago. I've been to California. I went to school in New Mexico. That's still Texas, but it was kind of borderline and it was like Mexico. And once I got to New Mexico, I realized it's a difference between Mexicans and Hispanics, right? It's a huge difference between them. And I experienced racism in New Mexico, but I'm just saying that the racism in Texas is concentrated. You know where you're not supposed to be in Texas, right? You know you don't need to be driving through Vidor stopping to get gas. Like, you know you don't need to be there because they call it quote unquote sundown town. They don't want black people there. So you just don't go there. You feel what I'm saying? But Texas is not racist like a lot of people try to make it to be. Like, as soon as you come here and you black, they're gonna be racist against you. That's just not true. The racism is concentrated and it's in certain little towns, because there's a lot of like little towns and cities in Texas, and you know you shouldn't be there. Seriously, that's what it is. But when you go like in Virginia, man, it was really racist out there. And like, I was fresh out of college and I went there because my husband was in the Navy, and I had never experienced racism like that before, honestly. So it is what it is. But the great state of Texas, don't mess with Texas. When you come in Texas and you see they sign, they not playing with y'all. They not playing with y'all. They talking to the federal government. Texas will go to war with the federal government. Y'all know we got our own army. Do y'all know that? We were about to go to war with the National Guard when they were trying to do all that border stuff and let them immigrants cross the border. The Governor Abbott wasn't playing that. Governor Abbott was not playing that. But we got a couple more people in the building. Marshawn West coming through with the $5 in the super chat. She says, sis, you are one of the hardest working women in these YouTube streets. Shout out Marshawn. I'm telling y'all, man, you gotta be, I gotta be extra on top of stuff because, man, I got a lot to do. And the thing is, the more I do this, the more creative ideas I get, but I can't just jump on them like that because I got to be able to remain consistent. So then I got to find the time and all this other stuff. But anyway, so y'all be sure to help support the channel. One day, hopefully, I'll be able to do this full time and just focus all my energy and creative energy into bringing y'all this great boxing content. But for now, what's up, Ty? Ty in the building. Oh, I'm supposed to be giving y'all these wrenches. Let me get these wrenches real quick. Let me wrench up Jay Will because I don't know why Jay Will ain't got no wrench. Jay Will been rocking with me for a minute. There we go. Jay Will wrench you up. Ty ain't got no wrench. What the hell? Wrench you up, Ty. Who else we got? Kurt. Let me wrench you up, Kurt. Add as a moderator. Boom. And Courtney Thompson. I don't know if I seen you a lot, Courtney, but we're going to rank you up anyway. You get a wrench. Everybody get a wrench. I've been seeing Dory in the building. What up, Dory? Let me wrench up Dory. She been coming through supporting the channel. All right. No, I ain't lying. I am not lying, fighting words. That's how it is. So, and then don't come to Texas thinking we don't got guns. People carry guns out here. I've been seeing all these videos about people trying to rob people, breaking into people's houses, and people pulling out their guns. See, people in Texas got guns. It's not a big thing out here to have a gun. I'll come mess with you fighting words with a bang. Just let me know when you live and stuff. He said, I owe you a wrench. You got to come fuck with me in my channel. Houston ain't heavy in this space, so we got to stick together. Yeah, Houston ain't heavy in this space. I know it'd be like a lot of people from Jersey, New York, and all of that stuff, but we represent from the South. You know what I'm talking about? It go down, man. But in the building boxing, what up? Oh, you got a lot of family in Texas, Ty? I love Texas. I promise you, I'm not living in no other state. I'm here forever. I'm never moving. I don't care. Job opportunity. I'm not doing none of that. I'm staying right here in Texas. I've been to Atlanta. I ain't really like Atlanta like that. I felt like before I graduated college, I was like, I'm gonna move to Atlanta, right? Before I decided to get back with my husband, right? Like, I'm gonna move to Atlanta. I went out to Atlanta for a little while. Now, it just felt like the upside down out there. And I'm young in college. I don't know. I'm like, oh, I'm moving to Atlanta. You know, it's a lot of young, black, rich people, successful people out there, blah, 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 blah. And now that I'm older and I look back and I realize, man, they were just out there scamming. They were just out there scamming. All them young black people driving them Bentleys and doing this and doing that. They were just out there scamming. Seriously. Kareem 700 say, I just watched Blue Blood say Terrence Crawford has more muscle density than Canelo Alvarez. Man, this man has lost his mind. Listen, I don't criticize what anybody do on YouTube. It's a space for everybody on YouTube. You got people that want to make boxing documentaries. You got people that want to be boxing analysts and break down fights. You got people that want to be boxing tabloid channel. It's a space for everybody in YouTube. It's a space for everybody in YouTube. And you say you didn't expect to see palm trees either. Texas got everything. We got places where it's snow. We got mountains. We got beaches. I mean, Texas is like its own little country for real. We got all the climates. We got tornadoes, hurricane, earthquakes. We got it all. It all goes down in the great state of Texas. Andre Smith, what's going on? All right, so we got some people that pulled up in the building. Y'all make sure to punch the like button. If you're watching the replay of this live, let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. Let's get this video pulled up, man. Because look, I really got shit to do, man. I really got shit to do, but I had to review this. I had to review it. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna be pausing it and talking because y'all know how that go. I don't want to hear nobody complaining.
Some people are horrible influences who come up with bad ideas. I don't want to see nobody get hurt. Those bad ideas often lead to horrible outcomes.
Let me say this. I cannot stand watching people play around on cars. That is the absolute dumbest thing you could ever do to me, is play around on a car.
Oh, shit.
There are horrible influences in life and also horrible influences in boxing. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. One fighter known for his agility, athleticism, ring IQ, and mental tenacity. The other known for his wealth of skill and experience, respectable resume, iron chin, and devastating punching power. But how did this fight come about? Was this an organic idea, a natural desire that came from the fighters? Or was this fight influenced by something else?
To be honest with you, we don't know who's going to win this fight because there are just too many strange factors that are involved. Crawford is definitely capable of winning the fight, and Canelo is also capable of winning the fight. But now we fixing to get deeper into this. In my view.
Now, I agree with that. I agree with Leroy on that. They're both capable of winning this fight. I wouldn't say it's a 50-50 fight, but it is boxing.
If Terence Crawford loses this fight, it won't be because of a lack of skill. If Crawford loses this fight to Canelo, it'll be for a much deeper reason. Now, a lot of Crawford fans ain't going to like this because we're going to get into a lot of true details that y'all are very uncomfortable with. So if you're a Crawford groupie, you may as well take your ass on now. If you're a logical and a reasonable Crawford fan, then perhaps you'll get something out of this. But if you're a Crawford groupie, you may as well take your ass on now because y'all don't like logic and y'all don't like critical thinking. So you won't be able to compute what I'm about to say anyway. The fact is, I don't care nothing about trying to appease any of your simple town asses. The chef knows that y'all Crawford groupies was born in Simple Town because y'all can't think. You may as well go on home now because I'm letting you know right now up front, I'm gonna deep fry you and your guy, because when you really dig down into this, there is a lot wrong here, a lot. Now, this is not a prediction. This is my genuine, honest, uncut viewpoint on this fight. And this is going to start off light, but the deeper we go into this, I'm going to get to a truth that a lot of people are not going to be able to handle. So lock in. Now, Terence Crawford is a tremendous fighter. We all know this. This is not a Devin Haney or a Shakur Stevens situation to where Crawford's skill level is being overhyped like Shakur and Devin. I would never try to downplay Crawford's skill. There's something else that's being overhyped here, and we're going to get into that. Now,
so y'all don't see them wide looping shots that Crawford be throwing. He gonna get caught doing that. Look at them wide looping shots. He gonna get caught with that. I just want to point that out real quick.
To be clear, because I have to be clear when dealing with these Haniacs, the Shakarites, and the Crawford group is because they lie so much. So to be clear, this fight against Canelo is a challenge for Crawford because he is not used to carrying this amount of weight into a 12-round fight. He's going to be carrying a lot more weight than he's used to carrying into this particular fight. But this is where Victor Conte comes in, and we're going to get into that as well. Now, I will also add that I genuinely don't even have a problem with Crawford challenging Canelo Alvarez. My problem is when there are clear contradictions and lies about your actual size, then you make an underhanded fight selection and try to overhype it and sell it as the greatest thing ever, when you really should have been fighting at the higher weight classes, taking on tougher competition a long time ago. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean and why we have serious problems here. So in my view, if Terence Crawford loses this fight to Canelo Alvarez, it won't be because of a lack of skill. It may not even necessarily be.
Y'all know what? He make a good point, right? D1, what's going on? He make a good point. If Terrence Crawford spent all that time at the lower weight classes crying about being a victim because nobody wanted to fight him, but I never heard nobody saying he should move up. If everybody was ducking him at 47, I never heard nobody say, well, he should just go to 54 to challenge himself. Not one time did I ever hear anybody encourage this man to move up, to go fight better competition. They just cried and cried and cried about him being a victim at the 47 division because nobody wanted to fight him. And then you fast forward and you realize, dude, your trainer saying you should have been at 68. So you should have been at 68, and all this time you've been crying and nobody wanted to fight you when you could have just moved up to the 54 division to challenge yourself. And then when he got to the 54 division, did he challenge himself? No, he fought Madrimov, and then he jumped all the way up to 68 to go fight Canelo. But that's another video. Let me get back started.
Because of the weight. It'll be for a much deeper reason and a more embarrassing reason. Before I reveal that reason, we need to briefly understand this very important thing about boxing. Throughout boxing, you always have times where fighters organically feel a desire and a confidence to challenge themselves against top fighters. Some fighters want to go up in weight to find a challenge, and others just want to seek out the very best. It comes from the inside. It comes from the heart of that fighter. It develops into a raw confidence that leads that fighter to pursue their target, and that fighter will begin to repeatedly call out their target until they get their opportunity to fight them. For example, Muhammad Ali repeatedly called out Sonny Liston and defeated Sonny Liston when the fight took place. Antonio Tarver relentlessly called out Roy Jones Jr., who just seemed unstoppable at the time.
I don't even think you're the best fighter in Florida, and I'm out to prove that. Okay. How much do I have to go through? Who do I have to beat in order for me to get my opportunity at history? All right. Where's the contract, Roy? I'm ready. Okay. I ain't gonna say that, but you say that's a man.
Tarver lost a very close competitive match in their first fight and finally got the knockout in their second fight. And there are many more examples, but these are examples of fighters that naturally had a desire to challenge these tough opponents that came from the inside. They had a natural confidence that came from them. And even though the task may have been difficult, they were able to get the job done. Now, with Canelo versus Crawford, here's where things get really twisted. Now, we're going to point something out, then things are going to really take a turn for the worse. Now, I'm going to ask a question, and some people already know the answer to this question, but I have to cover it because even if you know the answer, nobody has taken you deeper into the answer and the other issues surrounding the answer than we're about to go in right now. Now, first off, where did this fight come from? We know that Crawford challenged Canelo.
Yeah, I know I got to pause it every so often. But where did this fight come from? And that's why I kept trying to tell people. You don't just pop up with a super fight. You know what I'm saying? A mega fight has to be curated. And the storyline, all of that has to be rolled up into one to get a mega fight. It's not a mega fight just because of fighters' accolades. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's not like casuals is sitting around like, oh, he 2-time undisputed. Oh, he got the WBA. Casuals don't know anything about the belts like that. I promise you they don't. Because I was a casual at one point, and I was feeling like, why does everybody got a belt? Why the hell is everybody a champion in boxing? And my brother had to explain to me his interim titles and this title and that title. And I was like, golly, I was like, everybody a champion in boxing? What's going on?
And Canelo Alvarez has stated on multiple occasions that he didn't even want to fight Crawford because he didn't feel like he would get the credit if he beat Crawford because Crawford is coming from the lower weight classes. But we do know that it was Crawford that made the challenge and pushed for the fight versus Canelo. This is an absolute fact. But why did Crawford push for this fight? Was this a natural desire from Crawford? Did this idea come from Terrence Crawford? Because Crawford has been asked multiple times throughout his career about fighting Canelo Alvarez. So let's see what Crawford himself had to say about this.
Canelo, and he fights at 168 plus. So I don't see me and him fighting. So I understand there's weight classes for a reason, and I respect the weight classes.
No, I don't never think me and Canelo will fight. He's 168, 175, and I'm just 147. So I'll never see that fight ever happen.
So Terrence Crawford had no desire to fight Canelo Alvarez. So
He
this
did that
desire,
same stuff
this
with Spence.
idea to fight Canelo Alvarez didn't come from Terrence Crawford himself. So well then, who the hell did it come from then?
To be honest, I was sitting in the gym and Bill Haney came up to me and he was like, go fight Canelo. So every time I see him, he'd come and be like, Canelo?
But right now, I told him go up and go after Canelo.
So you done let Bill Haney talk you into this fight. Okay, so then.
Now, I'm not going to lie. Leroy does not like Bill Haney. He do not like the Haneys. Like, he don't fuck with them. He don't like the Haneys. He don't like Conti. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, he really don't like them. So I just want to throw that out there. This y'all first time listening to me.
Why does Bill Haney believe that this is the fight for Terrence Crawford?
I was able to be around Canelo, you know what I mean? And then I would see Bud, you know, and then I'd look at Bud and then size of both of them, you know, putting it in Bud's ear that he could go after Canelo and go for legacy, money, the real Mount Rushmore of boxing.
Every time he say that, you know, I just be like gradually getting into it, like, and he's not that big, you know, and I'm just like, all right.
So basically, Terrence Crawford pursued this fight with Canelo Alvarez not because of his own genuine desire and confidence, but because he let Bill Haney influence him into it. And Bill Haney put this idea into Crawford's head because he spent time around Crawford and spent time around Canelo and noticed that Crawford is actually bigger than Canelo in certain ways. Crawford is a little taller, he has longer reach, and Crawford walks around pretty big. So after realizing this, Bill Haney planted the seed into Crawford's head. So now here we go. I want you to really look at this. Take a look at this. This is Ryan Garcia and Canelo Alvarez basically at their natural walking around weights. You can look at this picture and see that although Ryan is taller than Canelo, Canelo is legitimately the bigger man. Just look at the body. Look at how Canelo's arms and legs appear to be damn near double the size of Ryan Garcia's arms and legs. In comparison, look at when Terrence Crawford first stepped in the ring to challenge Canelo Alvarez after the William Skull fight. Canelo weighed around 180 pounds that night, but Crawford legitimately looked a little bigger and even heavier than Canelo Alvarez. If you look at the mass of Crawford's body, Crawford appeared that he could have easily weighed between 185 to 195 pounds, and he did appear a little bit taller because Crawford was looking down a bit and Canelo was looking up a bit. So we got a problem here. And this ain't even the real problem. When we get to the real problems, this shit is going to get twisted. But let's cover this problem first. Now I'm going to open up by showing you a serious contradiction within Crawford's team. This is a direct contradiction, but
Terrence Crawford contradicts himself with a lot of stuff. So he said he didn't want the Spence fight and then don't do nothing for him. And He ain't fighting Spence. He did the same thing all while secretly preparing for Spence for 5 years.
Between Crawford himself and Crawford's coach.
In this clip, Terrence Crawford makes a specific statement about Canelo Alvarez's weight.
I know I'm small. I know I'm smaller than Canelo. I know I'm smaller than these guys and whatnot, but...
In this clip, Terrence Crawford's trainer, Bomac, completely contradicts Terrence Crawford.
Canelo is the bigger guy, right? But he ain't the bigger guy.
A lot has been made about the size difference between the two of them. How is that going to play out?
You don't see the size difference, do you? You don't see the size difference, do you?
He ain't the bigger guy.
Canelo, he fights at 168 plus, so I think 154 will be my max, given the age.
Let me tell you, man, he should have been at 68 a long time ago, but myself should make him take advantage of 35, 40, 47. When he naturally walk around Big any goddamn way.
So
Right.
Crawford makes a direct statement and says he knows Canelo is bigger than him. Then his coach comes right behind him, completely contradicts him, and says that Crawford should have been fighting at 168 pounds because Crawford walks around big anyway, and that Canelo is not bigger than Crawford because you don't even see a size difference when they're standing in front of each other in the ring. These are clear contradictions. So somebody is lying or not being completely honest in this situation. Either Bomac is lying about how big Crawford has actually been over these years, or either Crawford is trying to conceal his true size. You know, some people actually believe that Bomac is lying about Crawford's actual size. And I'm going to tell you now, if you believe that, if you believe Bomac is lying, then you need to seriously reevaluate your critical thinking skills, because there is absolutely no advantage for Bomac to lie about that. He gains nothing.
So y'all let me know and drop it below. Who lying? Bomac or Terrence? Bomac or Terrence? Because somebody lying. That's all he pointing out. Somebody lying somewhere. Who y'all think it is?
No tactical advantage, no strategic advantage, no type of advantage. In fact, it's actually backwards. Bomac making that statement actually hurts his fighter, Terrence Crawford, because it makes his challenge to Canelo less impressive, and it makes his victory, if he wins, less impressive, because you're so damn big, you should have been fighting at this weight anyway. Now I'm about to unwrap it. I believe what Bomac said 100%, because I'm about to show you how a lot of these Conte fighters operate. Now watch this.
Gil Coles, what's the point of what? You just said, what's the point? What's the point of what?
Hiding their true size is a common practice for a lot of these sponsored Victor Conte snack fighters, because they already know that they're really too damn big to be fighting in the lower weight classes. Look at this interview. Take this interview from Devin Haney as a prime example.
In this interview, Bradley Martin directly asks Devin Haney what is his walk around the weight, meaning what is your normal weight when you're not fighting and you're not in training camp. Initially, Devin Haney awkwardly refused to answer.
What's your normal walk around? I try not to get too big, but I get pretty big, but not too big.
So you don't. What's your normal weight? Like 1. What?
No way, dog. Not too big.
Is the thing boxers don't want to say?
Not
Am I out of line on this?
Not too big.
Later in the interview, Devin Haney decides to say his walk around weight is only 150 pounds.
Yeah, I was trying to get your weight again.
So like around my walk around weight.
What's your weight? Damn it, I want his fucking weight.
No, so 150, around 150.
Bro,
I keep telling y'all about these Haneys. I keep telling y'all it's not just Bill Haney that will lie and spread false narratives. It's Devin Haney also. This man sat up there and refused to answer the question about.
Rich, don't get timed out in my chat talking about some COINTELPRO. Cut it out.
His walk around weight. Then later, he decides to pull 150 pounds right out of his ass. Now, the Haniacs will fall for this because they live in Simpletown with the Crawford groupies and the Shakarites. You know, they're not very smart, but anyone that has a fraction of a brain will be able to figure out that this man has been documented. Devin Haney has been documented to go from 140 pounds all the way up to 165 pounds in less than 24 hours. So this means that he's been fighting weighing 165 pounds. His in-ring weight has been 165 pounds. This is at peak condition, but he just said that his walk around weight is only 150 pounds, which is 15 pounds lower than his in-ring weight. No fighter is walking around at a lower weight than their in-ring weight. This is why I told y'all, I will never trust anything that comes out of a Haney mouth. They could say that grass is green, and I would disagree. No, it ain't green, it's purple.
All right, so, I mean, he can be biased, he can be hating, whatever, however y'all feel, but is that not true what he's just saying? Nigga, you talking about you walk around at 150, you fighting at 165. Why is you lying like that? Shout out to Julius with the $19.99 in the super chat. He says, you going live? Canelo versus Bud tonight. Salute 2 cents. I will absolutely be live tonight for the fight party. I've been announcing it all week. Y'all gonna be here? Y'all gonna come through? Make sure y'all come through and hang out with me. It's not an official show. Don't come over here expecting to be entertained. I'm gonna let people on the panel, people in the chat. We just chill, talk, just have regular conversations on fight night. That's all we do on my fight parties. We just be chilling. It's not no official or formal show. But shout out to Julius for supporting the channel. I appreciate that, Julius. I appreciate everybody that support the channel. I promise. I'm definitely gonna be here, Julius. Make sure you come back. Make sure you come back. But y'all let me know where the lies at. Rich, Gil Coles, y'all let me know where the lies be at.
These guys will say anything. So that's an example of Terrence Crawford's snack partner, Devin Haney, seeming to lie about his weight. And now for Terrence Crawford. There ain't no way in the hell you're going to tell me that Terrence Crawford doesn't know that he walks around upwards of 170 pounds or higher, like his trainer hinted at. Crawford already said he cannot make 147 pounds anymore.
And we'll wait. Would you entertain it? Let's say 47. Let's say
I ain't going back down to 47.
You ain't going back down. You don't want to cut. You don't want to cut the weight.
I can't cut the weight.
So that lets me know right there, you're likely in the 170s, maybe even higher if you can't make 147. There ain't no way in hell you're going to tell me you walk around at 150 or even 160 pounds, but you can't make 147. So it seems clear to conclude that Terrence Crawford is right in line with his snack stablemate, Devin Haney, concealing his weight because he knows he's too damn big for the lower weight classes. I keep telling y'all, these main Victor Conte fighters are able to take the weight manipulation game to a whole nother level while maintaining all of their stamina because these Conte fighters don't seem to get tired. They just don't. You can believe what you will, but we believe that Terrence Crawford was intentionally concealing his true walk-around weight, just like his Victor Conte stablemate, Devin Haney. This is going to get ugly for you Crawford groupies because this ain't even the big problem. So I'm going to make a statement, and this is where the bullshit comes in. It appears very clear that Canelo Alvarez was selected under the guidance of Bill Haney because they believe Terrence Crawford has multiple advantages over Canelo Alvarez. They believe Canelo can be singled out because Crawford has a reach advantage. He's a little taller, he's more athletic, faster hands, faster feet, and better overall athleticism and agility. They've also indicated that they believe that Canelo is slowing down after watching his more recent fights. Not only that, but they also seem to believe that Crawford has a style advantage over Canelo because Canelo has a reputation for struggling.
Hold on, y'all. We got 45 people in the building and 36 likes. Y'all punch the like button. Punch the like button. We need 100 likes before we get off this live so we can get in the algo. We got to get in the algo. People need to see this and join in on the conversation to be able to get a 2 cents. So y'all make sure y'all punch the like button. And we on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Everybody come through. They say they love the channel. Listen, share the channel. You know, people that like boxing say, hey, check out 2 Cents Boxing. Send them the link. Send them over here. But if you're here right now, punch the subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Can y'all believe that? Shout out Big Bob Gunn coming through with another super sticker. $3.99 in the super chat. Shout out Big Bob, huge supporter of the channel. Appreciate you, Big Bob. Appreciate you, really do.
With athletic boxers that use footwork. Even though he's defeated most of the fighters he's faced that had slick footwork. So this is why Canelo was selected, and this is about to get bad when we really get into this. This is the type of thing that pisses me off because Crawford and his groupies are going to try to package this as one of the greatest things that's ever been accomplished if he wins, but really it's an illusion that came straight out of the Haney playbook. So again, I have no problem with Crawford challenging Canelo, but when you do it in an underhanded way and then you try to oversell it in a bullshit package, this is when we got a problem. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean directly out of Terence Crawford's mouth. Listen to what Crawford has to say about what a win over Canelo Alvarez does for his status in boxing.
Now, overselling. I've been telling y'all. People keep trying to say, "Oh, if Bud win this fight, he was one of the best fighters of all time." No, he's not, y'all. One fight does not give you that status. Shout out to Jay Will. He say 2K subs. Let's effing go. Let's go, Jay Will. Jay Will been watching me from the beginning of this. Like, he watched me hop around on every platform, debating with people. I was trying to build my channel. Like, I'm everywhere in the YouTube streets. Everywhere in the YouTube streets. Y'all make sure y'all sub to the channel. Shout out Marshawn West back in the super chat with the $2. She says, keep working. Your hard work will be fruitful. Shout out Marshawn West with the $2 in the super chat. Marshawn, listen. I need you on the next all women's panel next Friday, the live review show. You don't have to stay on the panel, but I do just want you to come up and give your 2 cents about some topics, because I'll be seeing you in the chat. Just come on, hop on the panel. Hop on the panel. I don't know if I'm going to have the men on next week, because they be up there tripping. But you don't have to be up there with the men. I do like bringing them up with the women, because I like the contrast and the back and forth. And I feel like the women really explain things a little better, because we're not as emotionally tied to the fighters as the men are. So we're able to point out more of the facts. But I digress. Yeah, Jay Will, one of the day ones. For real.
Win against Canelo Alvarez, what it would do to my career would put me on Mount Rushmore. I think I would be one of the greatest fighters ever. I'm going to be on Mount Rushmore. That's where I'm going to be.
The Mount Rushmore. The Mount Rushmore of boxing. We are going to rip this to shreds. If you notice, we are very
it don't got to be the
with our
next Friday, but I want you to
here.
come up here one time.
We don't switch up, and we always
Enjoy your
come
vacation.
from a real place. We are against false narratives. We are against racially charged talking points. We hate overhyping. We don't lie on people, and we don't create salacious videos just for attention. There's just certain types of behavior and certain types of people we will never support over here because of their horrible track records. Bill Haney, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Jake Paul, Victor Conte, and a few others. There are real reasons why we do not support these people, and these are the types of people that Crawford has aligned himself with. So now we're about to go to work on y'all's asses. Crawford is in danger of losing this fight, and in my view, this fight was made for all of the wrong reasons. I'm about to show you exactly why this gets worse, because you know we don't play around over here when we go to work. When you really compare what Terence Crawford is doing to the historical record, it does not hold up well. Watch how bad this gets. There are multiple examples of fighters genuinely and organically challenging themselves. It's not some underhanded selection that was influenced by somebody else going on, like what we see here. For example, Roy Jones.
When Roy Jones moved up in weight to challenge heavyweight John Ruiz, Ruiz was genuinely much bigger than Roy Jones. Ruiz had a significant height advantage and a real reach advantage over Roy Jones. So Roy moved up in weight and challenged a legitimately bigger man with a dangerous style. Ruiz was legitimately bigger in multiple ways. It was not an illusion that Ruiz was bigger. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Terence Crawford challenging Canelo Alvarez.
Y'all let me know and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents about that. Let me know. Does he got a point? And I keep saying, like, whether Crawford's really bigger and all of that or not, I still think the fact that Canelo competes and campaigns at 68 is still going to be a factor. Whether Canelo is naturally bigger and all of that shit, like, I don't think that that's going to really be a factor. It could be, but I think considering the fact that Canelo's been campaigning at 68, I think that's really the biggest difference. But you got to think, Canelo still walks around bigger than Bud, though. He walking around bigger than Bud. What's up, No Cap?
There are many, many more examples, and I'm about to bring it to Canelo as a great example, but I also have to mention this, and I know some people don't want to hear this, but this is the absolute truth. Even when Mayweather moved up to fight Oscar De La Hoya, I keep having to remind people that Oscar De La Hoya is one of the best fighters that have come through the sport of boxing. De La Hoya is a legend. When Mayweather fought De La Hoya was genuinely bigger than Floyd Mayweather. Floyd could not even make it to 150 pounds on the scale. They had to round Mayweather's weight up to 150 pounds. And De La Hoya came into the fight damn near at 170 pounds. He had just put Mayorga in a body bag in his last fight. I have said multiple times that De La Hoya, even at the age of 34 years old, was one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport of boxing. He was a smart, cagey veteran with multiple tools, and he is a real legend. That was a real challenge for a smaller Mayweather to move up and fight that bigger man, and it was a tough fight. De La Hoya gave him a tough fight. Like I said, there are many, many more examples, but we're going to bring it to Canelo as an example to keep it short. And the Crawford groupies are really not going to like this. Canelo Alvarez, here is my statement. I have far more respect for when Canelo Alvarez moved up to fight Dimitri Bivol than I do for Crawford moving up to fight Canelo Alvarez for several important reasons. Because Canelo did the exact opposite of what Crawford is doing. The exact opposite, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Watch this.
When Canelo Alvarez moved up in weight to fight Dimitri Bivol, Bivol had every conceivable advantage over Canelo Alvarez, except for power. Bivol was legitimately bigger than Canelo. Additionally, Bivol maintained a real reach advantage, a real height advantage, and Bivol also had a style that Canelo had a reputation of struggling with. Bivol was an athletic boxer that used a lot of movement, so Canelo challenged himself against a competitor that was genuinely bigger than him and had essentially every conceivable advantage over Canelo Alvarez.
That was a real challenge, not an underhanded challenge. And on top of it all, Bivol wasn't even a big name, so it wasn't a big money grab for Canelo. He could have fought much easier opposition. So I want to make this crystal clear and stake my position into the ground. I do not see boxing or life through a racial lens, because you end up coming to the wrong damn conclusions when you think like that. The only thing that matters to me is character and actions. With that being said, I have nothing but respect for what the Mexican fighter Canelo Alvarez did moving up to fight Dimitri Bivol, because that was a real challenge, not an underhanded challenge. I have far more respect for Canelo moving up to challenge Bivol than Crawford moving up to challenge Canelo, because guess what? Crawford is literally doing the exact opposite of what Canelo Alvarez did. It pisses me off because this is right out of the Haney playbook. Crawford is doing a money grab, but he's selling it as a legacy fight. If Canelo wasn't bringing the type of money he was bringing to the table, there ain't no way in hell we would have ever seen this fight, and you all know it. Stop playing. Crawford genuinely has multiple advantages on paper in terms of height, reach, athleticism, hand speed, but they were selling this as if Crawford is the much smaller man until his own coach really kind of exposed him recently. The way it was being sold, even by Terrence Crawford, you would have thought that Canelo Alvarez was 7 feet tall with a 10-inch reach advantage or something. It's bullshit. Then you got Crawford saying that if he wins, he should be put on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. and his strength and conditioning coach comes out saying that Terrence Crawford is going to be the greatest fighter of all time if he wins against Canelo. Terrence Crawford doesn't even have a case to stand on. And I'll say this.
All right, I know I got to pause it. So somebody just said that Errol Spence is going for Bud to win the fight. And I know everybody finna come up here and be like, Earl picking Terrence. I don't care who Earl picking, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. Don't come in here with that Earl picking Terrence like I'm supposed to change my mind. It's not going to change my mind. I have a mind of my own. And I don't care who Earl is picking.
Yeah, we really about to get into the real issues. I told you there was more. It would be one thing if Terrence Crawford already had a solid resume and then made a statement like that. But guess what? He doesn't. I hate when fighters do this because when you start this type of overhyping and overselling BS, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, it becomes a pattern and all fighters begin to oversell and overhype their accomplishments without putting in the required work to measure up to the standards of the greats. Do you realize that if you don't push back on these types of foolish narratives, what actually happens? For example, if Crawford wins, no matter how he wins, if he wins under this oversold Mount Rushmore bullshit narratives, then that means we got to sit up here and listen to Clarissa Shields and Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney and Bill Haney scream to the top of their lungs about how Crawford is the greatest.
Why he do Shields like that? Shout out to Band Up with the $2 in the super chat. He say, what time is it? Work time. What time is it? Work time. Shout out Band Up. Appreciate you, Band Up.
Fighter of all time, and about how they told y'all he was the greatest and all of this other foolishness, even though he hasn't done the work of facing at least 3 elite fighters, 2 or 3 elite fighters. You know, that shit just pissed me off thinking about it. And I'll say this very important thing again. If Crawford loses this fight, it won't be because of a lack of skill. If he loses, it'll be because of a much more embarrassing reasons. And so now I'm about to really dismember all of this nonsense. For Crawford, right now, following up Bill Haney's ass, you are selling some nonsense. You got a lot of issues with this, and because you are trying to sell some foolishness, some nonsense, we're going to get into some serious issues now. You already don't have a great resume, even compared to Canelo's resume. Mayweather with everybody on your resume. B-Ball, everybody on your resume. Triple G already beat one of the better names on your resume, destroyed his eye socket. Even Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto beat Shane Mosley back in 2007, which is a great...
Yo, he breaking down Crawford resume. He breaking it down. Breaking it down. Okay, what you got, Leroy?
Great accomplishment in my eyes. He destroyed Antonio Margarito, and he gave Floyd Mayweather absolute hell. Miguel Cotto is an elite fighter, and that's just a start. There ain't no point of even mentioning Mayweather's resume or Pacquiao's resume or Oscar De La Hoya, Roy Jones' resume compared to yours. You know, Crawford is a tremendous fighter, but he does not have a tremendous resume. I will not give him credit for the fighters he never stepped in the ring with. Literally not even one elite fighter on his resume. Not one. Now, I do believe he's capable of beating
like that,
top
Leroy.
guys, but we don't know what's going to happen if he gets in there with 3 or 4 elite fighters. He could get clipped and knocked on his ass, and that could change the whole trajectory of his entire career. Now, I understand that it may not have been his fault that he didn't
I'm not about to play with
factors that
shit. I'm not about to play with Leroy. Why he got this picture of Devin Haney? Let me find it. Where we was at, y'all? Damn, I messed up. Why he got this picture? Damn, y'all, where was I at? Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can find it. Damn, I messed it up, y'all. My bad. It's only my 3rd live review show. I'm gonna get it together. Why he do Devin like that? Devin ain't got nothing to do with this. Why you throw that picture of Devin on the? Come on, Leroy. I be rocking with you, but come on now. Come on now. I ain't gonna lie though. People do be giving Devin an extra hard time. I can't lie to you. Hold on, y'all. I gotta find out where I was at. Damn. Hold on. All right. I found it.
Get clipped and knocked on his ass, and that could change the whole trajectory of his entire career. Now I understand that it may not have been his fault that he didn't get the big fights, but unfortunately, it does not matter. We cannot credit you until you do the work. But this shit that's being pulled right now, letting Bill Haney talk him into some shit and selling it as it's going to put him on the Mount Rushmore of boxing is no good. Like I said, you already don't have the best resume. You have not done the work against the elite fighters, especially against the top dangerous fighters in the higher weight classes. You done skipped all these young killers in dangerous competition from 154, 160 to 168 and jumped up to target Canelo Alvarez, who you actually have multiple advantages over on paper when you really get into it. But if you win, all of a sudden you're supposed to be crowned as one of the greatest fighters that ever lived and put on the Mount Rushmore of boxing? The Mount Rushmore of boxing?
Facts. Shout out to the Melbourne Air podcast with the $4.99 in a super chat. He says, did you see Canelo's on Bud resume on Shock Podcast? Why the is Bud still screaming Postal? Shout out Melbourne Air podcast. I'm telling you, Melbourne Air, like, it's crazy.
All of these legends that have iconic resumes and brought numerous super fights to the sport while carrying this sport on their back, while bringing in tons of money and long-term fans into the sport, these fighters that literally gave the sport life. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Muhammad Ali, Julio Cesar Chavez, Evander Holyfield, Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Ray Robinson, Oscar De La Hoya, Roy Jones, and even Canelo Alvarez. And the list goes on. With their resumes and all they've done for this sport, and you're just going to skip the line with a subpar resume, be one man that you actually have multiple advantages over to be put on the Mount Rushmore of boxing? The Mount Rushmore? The fuck are you talking about? And y'all are going along with this? I literally see people that I respect going along with this. Listen, I truly believe in freedom of speech, and I believe in letting people have their own opinions. So if you're someone that's usually aligned with us over here, and you're usually on the same page with us, but you decide to back this and support this greatest of all time narrative for Crawford, then you are free to do so. But we cannot rock with you on this one. We cannot support this, because listen closely to what I'm about to say. A lot of people in boxing are literally out here fighting off lies, fighting off the false narratives and the bullshit in boxing. And we need as many as y'all as possible to keep the sport alive, to keep some type of damn integrity in the sport. If not, then the Haneyacks the Shakarites, the Pauls, the Conte will destroy anything real that's left in this sport with their bullshit illusions, their circus acts, their hypocrisy, their overhyping, and their false narratives. And this shit that Crawford is doing is right in line with all of these things that I just named. And we cannot and we will not support it. Y'all are free to go along with this shit if you want to, and I won't try and stop you, but we will not. I believe in free will, so if this is what you want to support, then you are free to do so. Maybe we will get back on the same page on the next topic, but we cannot be on the same page with this one. This shit is straight out of the Haney playbook. As good a fighter as Terrence Crawford is, I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't give a damn if Terrence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez in 25 seconds. I wouldn't even consider his ass for a Mount Rushmore. You ain't done enough compared to the legends. You ain't done the work. Nobody else want to say it, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to come with the facts when I say it. See, y'all pull dumb shit like this, thinking everybody in boxing is stupid, then y'all get mad and throw a fit when you get criticized. Same thing as a Haney's. And every time we get on Bill Haney's ass, y'all try to let Devin Haney off the hook because he has a soft face and he just seems so innocent when he does an interview. Y'all need to stop because I keep telling y'all it's both their asses. And now Crawford working out of their playbook. It's the way you selling it. Like boxing fans are stupid. Now I'm really about to defy you because just thinking about it pissed me off. You already got a lot on your plate. Everybody already on your ass about being aligned with Victor Conte, one of the most notorious drug cheats in the history of.
Man, he getting more and more mad as the documentary go on. He getting more and more mad as the documentary go on. He like, y'all, everybody mad at Bill. Nah, y'all need to be mad at Devin too. Like, I really, honestly, I don't know why he keep talking about Devin and Bill. I know why he talking about Bill because he told him to take the fight. But come on, Leroy, why you keep talking about Bill and Devin? They ain't got nothing to do with this, really. You keep throwing shots. He does not like them, y'all. He really don't like them.
Professional sports, not just boxing. Then you got people close to you telling you with heavy conviction on camera that you will cheat.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, you good pretty much everything you do. I will give you that. But you will cheat. You will cheat.
Hey,
you
look,
will
hey,
cheat.
like you said, I'm cheating for no reason.
You will cheat. I don't care if it's clean prone, he gonna
right, like how I'm
if it's clean prone, he want the advantage in the power.
And in addition to that, you already been having suspicions about your gloves malfunctioning. When you fought Abomination, your gloves literally malfunctioned. They exploded and had holes and rips in them.
Now, as we going through this, I want everybody dropping their 2 cents below and let me know the lies. I don't want everybody keep saying he hating. They just hating on Bud. Oh, he hate. Like what? Like let me know and drop it below what y'all not what y'all disagreeing with, or how he's hating. I'm gonna drop the link after this. We've been on here an hour. I might go another hour and then hop off and get my stuff done for today.
Anything but the glove bust on the other side.
Oh, wow. Wow, yeah, you can see the padding coming out.
Nobody even touched the gloves to inspect them or anything. They literally...
Y'all look at these people. They not even looking. Look at this man right here. They not even trying to look at his face. He like,
looked at the gloves from outside of the ring.
That is strange. But the Crawford's gloves are both guys' gloves. Yes, Crawford's gloves.
Then you knocked Abomination out with the busted gloves. And here's the crazy part, and where it gets even more suspicious. It was stated by Abomination's camp that those gloves that you fought with that night did not appear to be the same gloves that were presented at the fighter meeting before the fight. So they're saying that you brought one pair of gloves to the fighter meeting, and then you brought a different pair of gloves into the fight. And if that's true, it is terribly suspect. But fair play, you were in your hometown in Omaha, so that all flew completely under the radar, but that was very strange, especially if it's true that you brought different gloves into the fight than you presented at the fighter meeting. So you already have that, but you also have the Earl Spence situation. People are very, very suspicious of your performance versus Earl Spence, a man that's been in many wars and never been stopped, and never even been dropped. But watch this. The man never even had severe facial damage, even in a 12-round war. All of a sudden, he gets in the ring with you, and he can't.
Buddies, please let me know what he lying at. Let me know, especially about this, because y'all keep referring to this Spence fight. Like, y'all skip over the Madrimov fight and just come to the Spence fight. But let me know what he lying
even
at.
Tolerate a jab from you. Man getting knocked over by a jab. I mean, it seemed like every single punch was throwing off his equilibrium and buckling his knees. Every punch. He's been in 12-round wars and never had a lot of facial damage. But then when he faces you, all of a sudden his face is more swollen and damaged than ever, literally after just 3 rounds. 3 rounds. His face is swollen up and bleeding and just looks worse than it's ever looked after just 3 rounds. We're talking about an entire career worth of facial damage compared to just 3 rounds. And his face looks worse after just 3 rounds with you. I mean, hell, Derrick James was squeezing the hell out of your glove after the fight. It looked like he was trying to see what the hell was going on with your gloves. And I'm not even going to lie to you.
Look how he looking at
I don't
Crawford.
sit up here.
Look at Derrick's face. Y'all think he touching Bud gloves and looking at him like that after he touched him for no reason, y'all? The trainer touching the man gloves, but we hate because we saying something about it.
Lie and pretend or kiss ass for nobody. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not saying you cheated. But they say
you will cheat. You will cheat. You will cheat.
You know, I can't say if you cheated, but you know, rumor has it is that you
will cheat. You will cheat.
And if you listen, and it sounds like he meant that shit, I'm not even going to hold you. So, you know, we honestly don't know if you cheated, but I'm not going to lie. That shit looks strange to me. It even felt strange. I mean, we were sitting up there looking at the TV just perplexed. It was a very strange feeling floating in that room. I'm telling you, that night, it was a very strange feeling. I'm not going to lie to you. So we don't know if you cheated, but we do know that he ain't the only one close to you that's talked about you cheating. I mean, the one that calls you his big brother even said that you're the biggest cheater that he knows.
Bud is probably one of the biggest cheaters I know. Hell of a fighter, but he's a cheater.
I mean, they say that you got to win by any means necessary.
Like, I don't think y'all understand, like, cheating is a character issue. You feel what I'm saying? Like, cheating, that's just part of your character. Like, it's just who you are. Like, you're a cheater. So you got people saying, I'm not saying Bud a cheater. I'm just saying, no, I am saying Bud a cheater. But listen, I'm just saying everybody around you saying you're a cheater. But we're supposed to believe that you're not. But you're associated with the biggest cheater in sports history. Like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
He's one of them dudes that he got to win by any means necessary.
What? That makes a what? I didn't cheat.
And apparently, it's not just these two. Apparently, everybody knows that you cheat.
Bro, everybody know you cheat, bro.
That's because
when you lose, as soon as you start losing is when you start cheating.
And you know, it doesn't help your case when you've aligned yourself with someone that was a master cheater and you've aligned yourself with people that have extremely shady reputations. So we don't know if you cheated for sure, but you gotta admit, at times, it does look like you and Big Mac are willing to do whatever it takes.
What? I told you, man. Hell yeah! Man, fuck them motherfuckers, man! Fuck them! They mad!
And I'm not even going to get into the other questions and concerns people have raised. You know what it is. So you already got all of that. And with all that, you done let this man talk you into a lose-lose situation, because let's say if you do mess around and stop Canelo, then everybody going to be on your ass about Victor Conte and the many other suspicions circulating. But that's what happens when you align yourself with individuals that have bad reputations. That's on you. So this man done talked you into a dumb situation. So you got all of that going on. Then you want to pull this under the guidance of Bill Haney, Mount Rushmore. When you have fighters, including Canelo Alvarez, your opponent, that have put themselves up against much tougher challenges under greater disadvantages and brought endless money into the sport to keep the sport alive. Mount Rushmore? Is Ashton Kutcher about to jump out here? And what's happening right now? Is this some kind of a joke? I've been involved in the business of boxing too long to sit up here and listen to this nonsense. Y'all really hurt yourselves when y'all overhype things, because now you're trying to change the history of boxing. I've never seen anything like this. The Gervonta Davis fans don't do this type of shit. Ryan Garcia fans don't do this radical overhyping shit and call them the greatest fighters of all times and the Mount Rushmore fighters because of just one fight. What are
Facts, Leroy. Leroy spitting. Y'all get the snap. I got to get the snap. Leroy spitting. He is fat, all the overhyping and this and that, and it just be overhyping. And as soon as you try to call it out or you don't agree with it, you hating. They're going to call you names.
We talking about Floyd Schofield just knocked the shit out of Tevin Farmer in one round. It was very impressive. Not a single Schofield fan said no crazy shit. Oh, Schofield is the next Mike Tyson. It's only the Haney's and their fans, Shakur Stevenson and his fans. And now here comes Terrence Crawford and his fans with the bullshit. Under the guidance of who? A damn Bill Haney. Jesus Christ. Y'all are truly miserable, and y'all better hope that this plan does not backfire. Because the truth is, this wasn't even a genuine Crawford desire. This shit is just another Haney bullshit cocktail. At the end of the day, it sounds like they think Canelo is to be played with, because you hear things from Crawford's team. The strength and conditioning coach comes out and says Crawford is going to beat the brakes off of Canelo and become the greatest fighter of all time.
I'm in the mountains. This dude's about to beat the brakes off Canelo and be the greatest boxer of all time, and I get to play a part in it.
The greatest fighter of all time.
Come on, man. Leroy Wright, like how is Bud the greatest fighter of all time? Because he beat Canelo, who already got losses. One fight make you the greatest fighter of all time? That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say Bud ain't a good fighter, a great fighter. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that shit don't make you the greatest of all time, but they keep repeating it like they trying to put you under some type of hypnosis or something.
Big Mac says Crawford is so great that he's going to take all of Canelo's tools away and he's just going to completely handicap Canelo.
It's the size and the strength and the power. That's
That don't mean shit. You can take all that shit away from a fighter. Size, strength, you can take all that away.
Big Mac also says that everybody will be shocked when Crawford dismantles Canelo. Big Mac also says that everybody better listen to him because he told y'all what was going to happen to Earl Spence.
I'm going to beat this motherfucker's ass, though. I tried to tell them about Spence, but they didn't want to listen. Oh, boy, I don't know what he's talking about. This is that.
When he beat Spence, I just kept telling everybody he was going to beat him. And when he finally beat him, I tried to tell everybody. Nobody want to listen to me. Now y'all need to start listening to me.
You know, I got people telling me, yeah, man, we got to listen to Big Mac because he told us what was going to happen to Earl Spence. And my response is this. I don't give a damn what Big Mac says because he already contradicted his own fighter. And he's leaving out the fact that Earl Spence looked like he just rolled out of a bunk bed that night. Soon as the camera landed on Spence, it looked like he was sleepwalking. That version of Earl Spence was not peak Earl Spence. Everybody knows this. Now, Crawford did what he was supposed to do, and congratulations on your victory. Good job. You did what you were supposed to do. But if we're being honest, Spence looked like a dead man walking that night before he even stepped into the ring. You go back and you look at any of his fights. You look at any of Earl Spence fights. Look at his eyes. He looks alert. He looks alive. He looks coherent. He's never looked so bad before one of his fights than what he did when he was fighting Crawford. Nobody wants to say it, but that's the truth. And
thank you, Leroy. Thank you. I've been letting Bud Buddies get away coming up here talking about this Spence fight, and I don't never say nothing. Look at Spence. Look at Spence before this fight, y'all. But I ain't even trying to get in there. But I mean, he's just making the point, like everybody keep referring to this Spence fight. Spence, something was up. He was compromised in some form of fashion where he wasn't able to compete at his normal level of competing, but took great advantage of that, and he destroyed Spence. It is what it is. It is what it is. Nobody's saying if Spence didn't look like this that he would win the fight. I'm just saying if Spence didn't look like this, the fight would be more competitive. The fact that looked like Terrence Crawford easiest fight should raise a question mark.
I'm not saying that Crawford wouldn't have beat him anyway. Maybe he would. But that man ain't even have a haircut or an edge up that night. And I'm not trying to be funny or talk down on the man, but I have to acknowledge what my eyes have seen. There was something wrong with Earl, and it was clear to see. Like I said, I'm not saying that Crawford couldn't have defeated the best version of Earl Spence, but that doesn't change the fact that the whole thing was strange. This man all of a sudden can't take a jab. Then his face looks worse after 3 rounds versus Crawford than his entire career. That is strange. Sue me. Since y'all like to sue people, sue me. Send the lawyers. It's strange. And then Big Mac running around talking about, oh, y'all better listen because I told y'all about Spence. As suspicious as that fight was, I'll tell you who ain't going to be sleepwalking to the ring, that damn Saul. They better hope Saul don't show up, because if Saul show up, then it's really going to be some problems. Talking about y'all better listen. I see straight through that shit anyway, because on top of that, Big Mac conveniently skipped over what he told everybody about Madrimov, and he jumped straight to Earl Spence.
Yep.
The reason why he skipped over Madrimov is because he also told everybody that Crawford was going to knock Madrimov out. He said Crawford was going to get Madrimov out of there.
Madrimov ain't nothing going to hold us back from doing that.
And Bud said he was trying to knock out Madrimov. Shout out to Boxing Hacker with the $5 in the super chat. He says, all these goddamn excuses. Spence just lost. The Exodus files should be called the Goofy files. Spence is great. Crawford is another level. Shout out to Boxing Hacker for the $5 in the super chat. Nah, I'm just messing with you. I mean, you can call them excuses, Boxing Hacker. I mean, they're just observations. You can call them excuses. The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth.
Doing our job. We're going to get that motherfucker out of there.
That shit ain't go nowhere near according to plan. That shit ain't go according to plan at all. It came nowhere near it. It actually turned out to be a very tough fight, and Crawford's eye was lumped up. So you got Big Mac talking crazy. Then another one of Crawford coaches comes out and says,
he ain't no
Crawford
coach.
has it in his eyes, and Crawford believes it in his heart.
Crawford, he thrives on that. Did you see the way he looked at Canelo? See what he told him?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? That's how Crawford is. That's how he feels. He believes in his heart. And you could tell it. You could look him in his eyes. You know what I mean?
Well, this is interesting to me because Crawford never wanted to do this in the first place. Nonetheless, he says Crawford is going to put hands and feet on Canelo, and it's going to be the Crawford era.
Crawford going to put hands and feet on him. And that's how you do it. You understand? And it's the Crawford era.
It's the Devin Haney era. That Mayweather shit is over with.
This nigga Leroy, hold on, Leroy. Leroy, why are you putting Bill Haney in here? Hey, I'm not gonna lie. His dislike for Bill Haney is hilarious to me. Because can you tell me why he just threw Bill Haney in there?
It's the Crawford era.
Understand, you got Crawford groupies and his team doing all of this talking, all this yapping, but then the Canelo team, just quiet, just silent, not many words, not many words. Man, listen here. I'm going to tell you something right now. I believe a lot of people are underestimating Canelo's skill level on the surface, but they're starting to feel a little strange on the inside as the fight draws near. I'm telling you, on the surface, they think Canelo is something to be played with because he's a little shorter, he got shorter reach, and he doesn't appear to have the fastest foot speed, hand speed, and overall agility. But I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you what I know, not what I think. Crawford is a great fighter, and he is also a killer. But Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez is a real killer, a real killer. I don't know if you saw the clips of Crawford and Canelo getting into the ice bath, just a signal of mental strength. Crawford got in. It was rough times.
Hold on, Leroy. You gonna pull up the ice bath? I ain't gonna lie, Leroy kind of reaching on this one. I ain't gonna lie. But let's see what he's talking about.
Canelo got in the ice, and he had the look of a stone cold killer in his eyes. Listening to Bill Haney, listen to me. This Canelo Crawford fight, listen to me. And I'm not saying I can't be wrong. If I'm wrong, I will come right back out here and say I'm wrong. I have no issues with doing that, but I don't think I am. Listen to me. Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. He does have advantages, and he is very capable of winning this fight. But here it is, and you can mark my words. Terrence Crawford is in far more danger of losing this fight than Crawford, Bill Haney, the groupies, and Crawford's team thinks. If Terrence Crawford loses this fight to Canelo Alvarez, it ain't gonna be because of a lack of skill. It's gonna be because you let Bill Haney's janky ass talk you into some shit that you never wanted to do in the first place. Oftentimes, when you let somebody talk you into a scheme like this, things tend to backfire. You're so damn big, you should have been fighting at this weight anyway. And then you have the audacity to try to sell it to boxing fans as something that will make you the greatest of all time. Skip past all of the legends and put.
I'm not gonna lie, that greatest of all time is whack. I'm not gonna lie. And y'all keep running around repeating that shit. If this was any other fighter, y'all would not be saying that. If Earl Spence was fighting Canelo, y'all would not be saying if Earl Spence beat Canelo, he one of the greatest fighters of all times. Y'all just wouldn't be saying that. Because I wouldn't even say that. I don't think any of these fighters of this era and time right now got any claim to the greatest of all times because of that where we're at in boxing. It's such a huge drop off from the elite fighters to the next level. It's really no in between. It's really no in between. So this ain't just me hating on Terrence Crawford. I don't think any of these fighters got no claim to no greatest of all time.
Put you on the Mount Rushmore of boxing and sell this as the greatest, one of the greatest things in boxing history? They better hope the wrong Canelo shows up. The bottom line is this. Certain fighters just can't accept reality. You know, Crawford posted a video the other day that made zero sense to me. Crawford is mad at Canelo Alvarez because Canelo told him that, you know, he's a great fighter, but he hasn't fought anybody. So Crawford posts a video that shows Canelo saying this quote. You know, it shows Canelo saying that you're a great fighter, but you ain't fought nobody. Take a look at the clip.
You say that because you're fighting with nobody.
So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? I don't care about nobody.
So I think Crawford is trying to say that he watches this video over and over again and he draws motivation.
Think about that. Anybody can be nobody. What kind of, is that not a crazy... That's just an odd choice of word, right? Anybody can be nobody.
From it, and it makes him mad at Canelo, and that's just going to motivate him to destroy Canelo Alvarez and prove everybody wrong. And I'm gonna be honest, I think that is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. What are you motivated about? Because he told you the truth? This is my problem with Terrence Crawford, man. It's almost like he's just as delusional as the Haneys. Mm-hmm. You know, this man told you the truth, and this is your deep motivation for the fight. All I'm telling you is that the sky is blue, and you're mad about it. The sky is blue. This Crawford resume is subpar compared to the greats. especially since you've been fighting way out of your natural weight class for years. It's stupid. For example, I'm 6'4". I have black hair. That's like somebody telling me, hey, chef, your hair is black. And my response is, yeah.
I don't know if they calling him Shell or Chef, but we know he's 6'4" and his hair is black. So Leroy Tall. He probably got an afro.
And that's going to motivate me to beat your ass. And I'm going to play that true statement over and over again in my head, and I'm going to prove you wrong because my hair is actually purple. I mean, it's stupid. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. He's mad at Canelo because the man told him the truth. Look, man, following up Bill Haney's ass, I hope Canelo don't knock Crawford ass out, because the bottom line is this. Crawford's team seem to strongly believe they are going to tire Canelo out over the first 7 rounds. Then they feel like after Canelo slows down, Crawford is going to, quote unquote, beat the brakes off of Canelo. That's their plan. And I'm telling you, they better hope so. They better hope Canelo slows down. They better hope this plan don't backfire listening to Bill Haney, because, like I said, they think Canelo is somebody to be played with. They done picked him out of the bunch because they think he got slow feet, slow hands, shorter arms, and they think he's slowing down, and they think this is something that Crawford can pick on and take advantage of and just run away with the money. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think they picked the wrong guy. I'm telling you, I don't think that this plan is going to work out. I think y'all picked the wrong guy. You know, listening to Bill Haney, man, listen, if you make any mental mistakes, Canelo is going to knock your ass out, man. Ooh, I'm telling you, when you let other people get in your ear, this is how these things often work out. The only reason Crawford is in that ring with Canelo is because of the influence of Bill Haney. And I'm telling you right now, if Crawford makes any mistakes...
I'm not going to lie to y'all. If I see Crawford get knocked out like that, I'm going to be sick. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I don't want to see Crawford get knocked out. I really don't. I do not. But
Canelo Alvarez hit him clean with one of them damn cinder blocks.
I can't see Crawford.
It might be like Devin Haney part 2. Face down, ass up.
Man, Leroy
is going to prove you wrong. Crawford ain't.
Leroy find any opportunity to slide Devin Haney in there. Leroy, we're not talking about Devin. Leave Devin alone in this documentary, bro.
Gonna prove shit to me. He ain't proving it.
This
ain't got nothing to do with me or anybody else. He got to prove it to Bill Haney now. When Crawford gets in that ring, it's between Terrence Crawford and Bill Haney now, because he's the one that injected the damn seed into Crawford's head in the first place. So just as soon as Bill Haney planted the seed in his head, he better make sure that Canelo Alvarez don't knock the damn seed out of his head.
Damn.
So y'all better hope that the wrong Canelo shows up the way that the wrong Earl Spitz showed up. Look, it's so many strange factors involved. I don't know who's going to win the fight. With Conte involved, you never know what can happen. But I hope this plan doesn't backfire on y'all, and I hope Crawford don't get his ass knocked out. Damn. Because if he does, it's going to be a lot of depressed people in Simpletown on September the 13th. I just truly believe this fight is going to be a lot tougher than these Crawford groupies think, and a lot tougher than the Crawford team thinks. And I truly believe this shit can go left because of how the fight was orchestrated in the first damn place. So we're going to find out Saturday night. And no matter who wins, it should be a damn good fight. So may the best man win. Both are great fighters, but I said what I said, and remember what I said. So everybody that's out there fighting off lies and false narratives, go ahead and share this movie to help fight off a lot of these bullshit narratives, all this Mount Rushmore and greatest of all times and all this other bullshit. Go ahead and share this to fight that off, because we always get down to the real truths that a lot of people cannot handle. That's it.
Share.
All right, don't nobody go nowhere. I'm about to drop the link, but listen, let me know and drop it below your 2 cents about the documentary you just seen about the Crawford Canelo fight. Let me know and drop it below your 2 cents in the comment section. Follow me on IG at 2 Cents Boxing and follow me on X at 2 Cents 20. Make sure you click this video right here of another live review that I did. Check out that video. Be sure to let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as you go throughout that video. And stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next video. All right, y'all, I had to close it out because, you know, I'm going to clip it up and put it on the videos. But I'm about to drop the link because, you know, I got to hear y'all 2 cents. I got about another 30, 45 minutes on here till I got to get back to life because I got to be back this evening. There's a link for anybody that want to come up and get a 2 cents. He made some very valid points in that video. I think the point that he stressed the most is how people are trying to make it seem like if Bud beats Canelo, he's just the greatest fighter of all time, and that's just not true. That's just not true. You don't get to stay in the smaller weight classes, act like a victim, say nobody want to fight you when you could have easily moved up and fought better competition at the bigger weight classes. Easily. But you decided not to do that because you want to fight in the smaller weight classes where you had an advantage. According to Bomac, this is what your trainer said. I just dropped the link. If ain't nobody gonna come up here, I'm not gonna be on here much longer. Courtney Thompson say he spoke nothing but facts. Canelo by stoppage tonight. All right, coming to the stage. The great, y'all know him. See, the thing is, that's his favorite line. Coming to the stage, Boxing Hacker.
What's up, 2 Cent?
Hey, Boxing Hacker, did you ever watch like Jerry Springer or Maury where they bring the boyfriend out and everybody be like, boo, crowd.
Yeah. And then when he finds out the child, he starts doing cartwheels.
Yeah.
You are not the father. He started doing backflips and everything. I'm like, damn, he's a gymnast.
That's funny. All right, next we got coming to the stage. He gonna give you his 2 cents. He gonna spit the real and the facts, but they have labeled him the king of hate. Next coming up, Phoenix the Assassin.
Yo, what's good? Hold on, can you get booed too? What in the world?
Well, they like me. They like me. They're not gonna pay for me to shut up the way they do you.
Dude, you're
all right. Now I'm just having a little fun with y'all. What up? Boxing Hacker, you know you the homie. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, what's up, 2 Cent? I hate the Exodus Files. I think they always want to do. Yeah, they always do smear campaigns on fighters for no reason. Fighters the guy doesn't like for no reason, you know. Like a lot of stuff he says doesn't even make sense to me, you know.
What did he say that didn't make sense?
What did he say that didn't make sense? I don't know, a lot of stuff. Like the whole stuff when he was talking about Conti, with Devin, the whole everything he talks about with Bud Crawford, I think is just like hate, you know. You know, people want to make excuses why Earl Spence lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big EJ fan. I picked EJ to win that fight, you know. I picked EJ to win. And he lost. There was an obvious skill gap there, you know. At the end of the day.
Boxing Hacker, you gotta be honest, Boxing Hacker. You gotta be honest. Earl Spence did not look nothing like himself. Even walking in the ring, he could barely talk in the interview before the fight. Like, why you just can't be honest?
Here's the reality of fights, right? No fighter walking to the ring 100%.
I don't want to hear that, Boxing Hacker.
Just because you see but so you can't use that as an excuse. They both got cleared by medical. As long as you get cleared by medical, as we walk into that ring, we are equals in that ring. You can't use that excuse because so what if he wins? Oh, he won because he was injured? No. You can't use that.
Shout out to Terrence, best videos on the panel.
At the end of the day, like it is what it is. Like I said, I picked EJ to win. I felt bad they lost, but Crawford was they walked in the ring like gentlemen. They fought like men. Crawford was a better fighter. That's it. End of story. Let's let the dog lie.
Nah, you're not gonna tell people to stop talking about it, Boxing Hacker. You can't.
I mean, people can make excuses all they want, but it's crap, you know.
Okay.
Like I said, no fighter walks in 100%. And when it comes to this whole argument of, Bud Crawford can never be considered the greatest ever, or Bud Crawford can't be considered one of the greats. Here's the problem, right? The people of the past can never fight the people of the present. We all claim, oh, the people are faster are better fighters. There's no actual proof of that because they never fought each other. You know, the only thing you go by is stats, what their accomplishments during their timeline. You know, I hear people say, "Oh, Sugar Ray Robinson is the greatest fighter ever." Meanwhile, they never even seen Sugar Ray Robinson fight. They probably saw clips of him and Jake LaMotta. Sugar Ray Robinson had over 200 fights, but probably saw like 1 or 2 fights of us. You know, but he's the greatest of all time to them. You know, but all you can do is look at what they did historically and compare it that way. As far as we see, Bud Crawford is 3 times. If he beats Canelo Alvarez, not only will he be 3-time undisputed in the era with the most amount of belts, he will jumped up 3 weight classes to beat the undisputed champion of a weight class. Nobody's ever really done that. You know, so like there is an argument to be made that he'd be one of the greats. You know, and that can't be denied at the end of the day. If he gets past his task, that can't be denied. You know, we can't just like say, oh, he's in this era, that means he can never be good. Then you're just idolizing the past because there's no proof. There's no proof that Sugar Ray Leonard is better than Bud Crawford because they never fought. You know, there's no proof that Floyd Mayweather is better than Roberto Duran because they never fought. There's no proof of none of that. All you can go by is stats. And when stats for stats, Terence Crawford, he beats Canelo. That's some pretty impressive stats. But I'll land my plane right there. So salute to you guys.
Phoenix the Assassin, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
But first off, I want to say people need to know the difference between excuses and explanations. So when we're looking at excuses, what do we say about a fighter if they're gonna go ahead and stop someone, knock them out, whatever? Then they come back and say, oh, you know, like a week ago, I'd hurt my hand, you know, and or you know, like I had rolled my ankle playing some soccer, you know, a few days back, or you know, I had a cold. It's like, well, you were still talking, knowing that you had that going on. So, you know, what's up? It's a lot different in Errol Spence's situation because we seen what Errol was saying after that Avanesian fight got announced because they was in the middle of negotiations. So for Errol, he was saying, man, if I would have known this, I would have gone up and wait. And he's also saying that he don't want to take no other fights because he don't want to risk anything. And then at the same time saying that he's tired of making 147. So he had to make 147 thinking they was going to fight. That got canceled. Then he had another wreck. Then he got to make weight again. And Bud at the same time, like just came out and said that he's not going to be making demands and doing all this and that. You know, whenever he feels like he's the one calling out for the fight, or if it's a fight that he really wants. And, you know, when he says that and then seeing how the stuff with Errol Spence played, I was like, okay, did he really want the fight? Or did he just want to stall him out and make everything as uncomfortable as possible, knowing what Errol been going through? Like, it doesn't change the fact that he won. And even in the Exodus file saying, like, even if Errol was 100%, that don't even mean that for sure he was going to win. But at the same time, like people acting like just because he was able to beat Danny Garcia and Ugas, that makes it okay. Like the body is complicated. You know people who got arthritis, they be walking around and they just chilling, and then like one day they have like a flare up. Maybe the flare up lasts for weeks. Or people who know someone that got dementia and Alzheimer's, they not there. Then all of a sudden they have like a brief moment of clarity and they okay and they remember who you are, or they randomly bringing up stuff from the past, from the memories and stuff. Like the body is so complicated that you don't know how it's going to be from one day to the next, especially if you somebody who been in a wreck and got thrown 20 feet through the air and, you know, hit the concrete and everything like Spence did. Like to say that his brain is going to be 100% okay, that's wild. Because like there ain't no reason why Errol Spence should be looking like he got hit with a brick from a jab. There ain't no reason that a jab should make that man look like what Craig did to Debo on Friday. That's just wild to say that. Now going into this Canelo fight, being real, the only legitimate way that Bud's gonna stop Canelo, because I know some people think that, oh, he's just gonna go in there and knock him out. The legitimate way would be if Canelo gets cut and it has to stop and Bud's ahead on the scorecards. Because there ain't no way y'all gonna convince me that Bud hit harder than Golovkin, that Bud hits harder than Danny Jacobs or Kovalev or Bivol or anybody else in 168 that Canelo been fighting. Y'all cannot convince me that Bud is gonna jump up 3 weight classes and hit harder than them guys, and Canelo's gonna be shook and taking lumps upside the head. Y'all can't convince me of that. Like if that happens, then y'all gonna have to call foul because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Even with body shots, which sometimes weight don't matter with that. But at the same time, man, like Upper was saying yesterday, we seen what happened when Ryan Garcia turned his back and Devin was punching him in the kidneys. It did nothing. So that means like even with body shots from Bud, like Canelo's eating body shots from Golovkin, he's eating them from Kovalev and all them other guys too, and been okay. So even then, that's a slim chance that he can get a body shot stoppage from a liver shot or solar plexus shot. So for me, logically, it makes sense that if a stoppage happens, it's going to be Canelo. And even then, Bud got a whole lot to worry about that people are kind of overlooking. But yeah, I'm gonna finish with that. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things people ain't considering.
I cannot wait till tonight. Terrence, best videos. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What up, 2 cents? What up, hacker? Listen, bro. First of all, that thing that you was watching, that's a disgrace to the word documentary. That thing was a hatredocumentary. There's a nothing documentary about that guy. That guy was funny, but he was full of BS. He just hates Crawford and hating, and then using his platform to spew out hate because he's upset with excellence. The second thing I want to say, listen, 2 cents, you're about to see the most watched fight in legitimate real fight in boxing history tonight. Aren't you excited? I know you're excited to see that. This is going to be the most watched fight ever.
It's not.
Aren't you happy to be in this era? To see Bud being, they said Bud couldn't sell. That's what they told us. Bud's
But
gonna be in
still
the
not selling, bro.
Bud.
This is Canelo. He ain't got no fans there. He getting booed every time he open his mouth.
He's gonna be involved in the most lucrative fight in boxing history. You should be excited, 2 cents. But anyway, but the gentleman is on the panel. He said, look, this is the first. I mean, can we name a fight in the history of boxing where one boxer isn't allowed to win by knockout? But it's legitimately, everybody's basically said he's mad if he wins by knockout, we gotta have an FBI investigation. Are we serious right now, 2 cents?
Hey,
This man can.
Hey, Terrence.
Go ahead, Rich. I'm done.
All right. Shout out to Rich and Teach on the panel.
Hey, what up, Rich?
Rich,
funniest thing,
you know
it's the funny. You know it's the funniest thing about that guy that was talking, man. He sound like a convict just lie all day. Like you just talk to the nigga, he just make up stories and stuff, think he know it all, man. Nigga sound crazy, man. He ain't say nothing about. Y'all can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm saying he ain't say nothing about Bam Rodriguez. He said something about all black fighters, but Bam.
Bam Rodriguez in the video though. That's not what the video was about. The video was about the Canelo Crawford fight.
But he always he brought up all Victor Conte stuff, but never said nothing about Bam that been with him damn near. Bam been with him his whole career. Crawford ain't been with Victor his whole career. Crawford was doing this shit before that Victor Conte guy. Crawford was that nigga before that. So that's what I'm saying. Niggas got underlying hatred towards people,
so
man.
So what he go over there for then? Why did he associate with him if he that guy? But anyway, go ahead.
I just feel like that guy on that video, man. I mean, he's gonna attract the people that wants to believe it. You know what I'm saying? But you can see right through that nigga, man. Like he just a flat out hater. Like he say everything about Terrence Crawford, but never said nothing about how Canelo Camp got tested dirty 1,000,000 times.
He got a documentary about Canelo Camp. I did a review on it. I think I did a review on that one. Yeah, he already talked about
what his convict ass was saying.
You gotta watch the documentary. We ain't talking about that one today.
That nigga a criminal, man. That nigga.
Damn, he a convict because he don't think Terrence Crawford gonna be the greatest fighter ever if he beat Canelo? God damn.
Nah, not because of that, because the lies that he implicated with this stuff. That's why you lying on that man. You flat out lied on him numerous times, and it'd be funny if Terrence Crawford get his lawyers involved with his bitch ass. That'd be real funny.
Shout out to Teach in the building. Let me hit the drop.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, you good pretty much in anything you do. I will give you that.
But if I got
you
some-
will cheat. You will cheat.
Hey,
you
look,
will
everybody keep saying I'm cheating for no reason.
You will cheat.
What's up?
Teach, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate going on YouTube. But the Exodus files, man, they're like a group that I could tolerate, and it's not because of their hate. It's just because of the way they do it. It's just so funny. I like the way they put the videos together. I like the background music that they choose, and
it's good editing.
yeah, and the way he speaks, man, it sounds like it's like from a 80s, like off of an 80s radio set.
Man, that nigga sound like
That's why I call him Leroy. He sound like he got.
like a convict.
That's why I call him Leroy. He sound like he got an afro. Rich, it's not your turn, bro. What the fuck?
Nah, but it's hate, but the way that they do it, man, I just gotta appreciate it. It's just so funny. The way that he clips certain videos to put in there, the cheating part, where like what you showed last night, where he had that clip with Shakur, like saying he's cheating and all that stuff. To the ice bath that you were just showing today. Yeah, it's just all funny.
They was
man.
reaching with the ice bath, I ain't gonna lie.
But man, tonight is a fight, man. I just want to say, Bud, 38 years old, moving up to 168 to take this fight. I mean, this is legacy for him, man, because he's going for 3 weight class undisputed, man. So this is definitely legacy for him. And I mean, when you have the conversation of all-time greats, I mean, he's gonna be in the story. Is he an all-time great? I don't know yet, but he's gonna be in that conversation for sure. Now, when it comes to Canelo as well, I think there's legacy in there for Canelo, even though he's fighting the smaller guy, because we know the name that Terrence Crawford is, right? He's been on that pound for pound list for years. Everybody in the boxing world know who Canelo is. So beating him is legitimacy in itself. So I think he also has something to gain. Then they're fighting at what, Allegiant Stadium, 70,000 people. I mean, if they
it ain't no damn 70,000 people. Come Teach. Come on, Teach.
Hey, I mean, I think we're gonna see a packed stadium tonight.
It don't even hold 70,000.
I think it holds a little bit more than 70,000, but we'll see.
I heard it holds 60 to 65,000. I think that's the max.
All right, but fighting in that stadium is gonna be a spectacle, man. Like, I see a lot of videos on YouTube, but people are already out there in Vegas. So we'll see how that goes. But with the fight itself, again, Bud has his ways to win. Canelo has his ways to win. Bud just needs to pretty much stay in the center of the ring, try to fight Canelo, move when he has to, punch in between shots. Don't move a lot, because if he moves a lot, they're just gonna think that Canelo is the ring generalship, is doing that. And Canelo, he just has to be the bigger man, force him back to the ropes, punch on him. People got to remember, man, Canelo has just as much IQ as Bud. He is just as skilled as Bud. And when you look at the overall picture, Canelo pretty much has the advantage. When you think about the training camp Canelo has, man, he had Boots in his camp. One thing that Boots provides is the switching of stance, right? He gets to see both legs. Plus, Boots has faster hand speed than Bud. So if he's used to Boots' hand speed, he's definitely going to be used to Bud hand speed fight night. So I mean, overall, I think Canelo has the advantage. If I'm picking a person to win, but listen, I'm picking a person to win. It will be Canelo 60-40, right? But am I rooting for Canelo? Nah, I want Bud to win. But I just think Canelo has the more advantage in this fight. When it comes down to it. Ultimately, I want this to be an action fight, and I want somebody to get knocked out. I want Canelo to get knocked out, or I want Bud to get knocked out. And I just want to see the aftermath of the fight, man, to see what everybody on YouTube has to say.
That's I can't wait till after the fight. Listen, fight party tonight, watch party. We gonna be here through the fight. After the fight, it's going down. So y'all be sure to come through and support. The Melvin Air podcast says you can't be an all-time great with no undisputed defenses. Some people say you ain't a real champion until you defend the belts. That's a good argument. That's a good argument people have.
The international boxing
You can't say that's true. That's their opinion, boxing hacker. You can't.
But to say, this whole thing about, there's no way Crawford can knock out Canelo. People have to realize one thing: it only takes 8 to 10 pounds of pressure to knock somebody out.
So why the hell he wasn't knocking people out at 47, hacker?
I don't know why.
Bud Crawford knocked out everybody at 47.
I don't know why.
He stopped everybody at 47.
He stopped them. Right? That's not a knockout, bro.
Yeah, but so when it comes to knocking somebody out, right? When it comes to knocking it's power is measured between mass and velocity, right?
Boxing hacker.
Crawford has a lot of velocity. He punches very fast.
Why didn't he knock KO, not TKO? Why wasn't he knocking people out at 47? The only person he knocked out was Avanesian with the busted gloves.
He knocked out Benavidez too, right?
He ain't knocked him out because the referee got in it too early.
He knocked out Benavidez as well,
but they fucking around and died in that ring.
Yeah, but here's what you're just because it's still the same thing. Like just because he didn't knock out somebody at 47 doesn't mean he can't knock out Canelo. You know that, right? Just like Tank Davis knocked out Barrios, right? But he couldn't stop Lamont Roach. It just doesn't work that way. Just because you can do something here doesn't mean you can't do it somewhere else. And vice versa.
I hear what you're saying, right? And I'm just saying that he wasn't knocking people out like Cole, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So to me, if you go up 3 weight classes and knock somebody out, that's
it's
crazy.
Still
like
possible.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's impossible.
It's very possible.
I'm just saying how possible is. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying how likely is it if he wasn't KOing people at 47? That's what I'm saying.
It's very. Like I said, power is measured between mass and velocity. Terrence Crawford is very fast, and plus, it's always the punch you don't see because the punch you don't see will make you like twist your neck and rattle your brain. So that's always the punch you don't see. Terrence Crawford is good hitting shots at people.
So what about so let's take Canelo then. What about the shots that he's been hit with from bigger, harder punches that did not?
Yeah, just because they didn't knock him out doesn't mean Bud can't do it. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like there's like this big misconception about power in boxing.
70 fights and nobody been able to knock out Canelo.
Yes. And it'd be that one fight that gets you knocked out. Yeah. Mike Tyson was knocked out 40-something people and he got knocked out, right? It'd be that one person.
There's a way to break it down.
I just told y'all the same thing with Danny Garcia. He ain't never been knocked out or none of that stuff. He did in his last fight.
Because he came off a 2-year layoff. He wasn't even sparring. It was several reasons why Danny Garcia quit in that fight.
You could say that's the reason why, but I'm just saying that never happened to him.
Yeah.
Y'all are twisting it up.
Got knocked out cold. Like
can I
get knocked out?
And then another thing is that, like I said before, the reason why Lamont Roach wasn't knocked out because he didn't get hit by a lot of shit that he didn't see. All the stuff that came through his way, he was looking at it. He seen it. He was focused, and he told himself he wasn't going to get knocked out by this guy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that get knocked out by shit that they don't see. That's why you could walk up and down the street right now and hit a person that's 6'8", 280 pounds. He might not never been knocked out, but if he ain't see it coming, he might get knocked out from that. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
So shit that y'all saying is like really irrelevant to because if Canelo don't see something coming, if Canelo throws something, don't expect nothing to be thrown back, or at the moment he's not timing it right and get hit with something, anything could happen. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that he gonna knock Canelo out, but I'm just saying though, we gotta be realistic. This nigga ain't God, and I'm not putting him over God. That's all. I believe in God, man. I don't believe in
Hey, yo, 2 Cent. Let me cut in if that's cool. Let me break something down.
Go ahead.
Go after Phoenix.
See, so like talking about Danny Garcia not getting knocked out and then how he got knocked out in his last fight, that's different. Danny Garcia was fighting at 147, had one fight at 154, took however many years off, went up and got stopped by Lara, who's been active and got like, a 4 knockout streak in his last 5 fights before that. Like, that's a lot different from Terrence Crawford jumping up 3 weight classes when he's been inactive and going up there to fight Canelo. Like, this is like, okay, y'all believe Naoya Inoue could get in the ring and knock out Mario Barrios or Manny Pacquiao right now? Like with 100% certainty. Like, yeah, we know it's possible, just like it's possible to win the lottery. Is everybody going to win the damn lottery if they buy a ticket? That's the thing. It's possible to win the lottery. What's the likelihood? The likelihood of, in a way, jumping up to 147 and knocking out Pacquiao, that's basically the same thing with Bud jumping up these 3 or 4 weight classes to knock out Canelo. Y'all think Gervonta Davis can go up to 160 and knock out Lara or Jamal Charlo? Y'all believe that? Or you believe who's at 140 right now? Pitbull. You think Pitbull can go up from 140 up to however many weight classes, 4 up and knock out Caleb Plant at 168? Y'all think something like that can happen? Or up at 175? You think he could knock out anybody up there? Like, that's what we're saying. And y'all saying that, oh, because it's Bud, that means it's more likely than not. And you're saying that if somebody is saying that, we looking at it like this logically, that it's unlikely for Bud to jump up that many weight classes and expect to knock out Canelo, who's been sharp, who's been on point, who's been active. Like, you think Canelo gonna come in and not pay attention at all on Mexican Independence Day, especially when there's this stigma about him not being able to handle slick black fighters and everything that's on his career because, man, he lost to Floyd. Man, he looked bad against Lara. Look at his last fight against Cole. You think he's going to be anything less than prepared and focused come into that? Y'all talking about shots you don't see. How often is Canelo caught with shots he don't see coming? Even if he's slow to get up out the way, how often do you think that he's going to get caught off guard? Like, come on, y'all. Come on. That's
How
what
many
we
times
saying.
has he fought Bud Crawford?
This
How many times he fought the best?
This what I want to say to that. I want to come back on that, right? Because this guy just said a bunch of gibberish stuff. I don't know what he was saying. But Manny Pacquiao.
And how you gonna respond?
Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao.
Hey, Phoenix, moderate real quick. I gotta go get some clothes.
Listen,
All right.
Manny Pacquiao moved up 20, 30 pounds and knocked out somebody, TKO somebody. So what you saying is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter.
Did Pacquiao do it in one jump or gradually?
I don't care what he did.
It matters.
I don't care. I don't care what he did it in. He did it. He was this much pounds when he started off, and he did it. It don't matter. You've seen it. You've seen it done.
It does matter. He started at 126. Did he jump to 127? 127 immediately.
He didn't start with
Okay, 109. 109. He's been in 8 weight classes. He's been in 8 weight classes.
Yeah.
Did he jump from his first weight class 4 weight classes at once?
Why? Hey, listen. I ain't cut you off when you was talking, man. At all. What I'm saying is this: it don't matter. It like what you keep saying is it don't matter. I believe in God. I don't believe in man. I believe anything can happen to you. I don't sit back and say, oh, because this guy can't do it, that means this guy can't do it. No, that's not even the right way to live. You sound like a loser for saying shit like that. You sound like a loser. You sound like you already failed. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing. I'm not gonna put nothing past no one, especially when it comes to boxing. This is one of the most dangerous sports in the world. Anybody could get hurt at any time. You could die in the ring at any time. Just because Matias killed somebody in the ring, that don't mean that he could kill Teofimo in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Or he could. You know what I'm saying? But anything can happen in boxing. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say, man.
I agree. There's nothing.
I didn't say anything couldn't. I didn't say anything
stopping Crawford from knocking out Canelo. That's what we're trying to get at. People act like if Crawford knocks out Canelo, it's like there must be something wrong with the fight or something. There's nothing physically stopping Crawford from being.
That's our point. That's our problem with what you were saying. is that you and others are saying it's got to be some sort of conspiracy if he knocks him out. That's why. But you guys wouldn't say that. And here's my question to you: would you wouldn't say that, and a lot of y'all probably wouldn't say that if Anaway was moving up and he knocked out Barrios, and Anaway fans were saying he's gonna knock out Barrios. Y'all wouldn't say that. Y'all wouldn't even bring it up if it's if Anaway knock out Barrios. Oh, it's got to be an investigation. It's got to be something. Y'all wouldn't say that. That's why we're saying
Yes,
y'all
the fuck
only
we
saying
would.
that. Y'all only saying that because it's Bud.
No, that's
Bud
No, I'm
not.
not
hating.
only
That's
saying that
not.
because
That's
it's
false.
Bud. If
That's
it was
false.
Yeah, I think
in a
I
way
would
has
say the same
conspiracies
thing
about
if
his
it was
hand
you.
reps. In a
So
way
why
got
didn't y'all say that about when
conspiracies
Tank
about
knocked
his
out
hand rep.
Barrios?
About
Tank came
what?
from 126. Why didn't y'all say when Tank knocked out
Because
Barrios
Tank
then?
knocks out everybody he fights, boxing happy.
Yeah, but I mean, he knocked out Barrios, but he couldn't knock out Lamont Roach. Isn't that sounds conspiratorial right there?
Like, I mean, y'all
Yeah, like
y'all
what are we
explained that you
talking
see
about? If y'all
Barrios
gonna
is
do all that, like that stuff don't make no sense. It doesn't. All that stuff doesn't make no sense.
Boxing
At the end of
happy.
the day, power is
No,
power. It only
boxing
takes 8
happy.
pounds of
Boxing happy.
pressure.
You're not gonna talk over me, boxing happy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tank knocks out everybody. Well, he ain't knocked out 2 people he fought. So for Tank to go
3.
and
He
knock
hasn't knocked out
somebody,
3 people.
so for Tank to move up and knock people out, that's not going. It's not going to be like, oh my god, this is no. That's not suspicious at
but
all.
Bud knocks out a lot of people too.
No, he
2 cents.
doesn't. Why the fuck do y'all keep saying that? He's knocked out Avanesian at 147, and that is it. Other than that,
Stop
he's
them.
not
Okay,
TKO.
stop
Nah,
them.
but you got
Sorry, stop them.
you got
Stop
He
people.
knocked out
you got to
Benavidez
understand
too.
that 2 cents.
Two
But that's
cents.
what
You
2
have to
cents. That's what
understand.
we're saying here. Stop them.
Hey,
I mean,
Terrence, you got to understand that 2 cents definition of knockout is being out cold, sleeping, and
okay,
stuff
I
like that.
understand
And
now.
she and
Yeah,
she
but
and she got
I'm gonna say stop from
and
now
she
on.
got she got a point where that's what she mean by knockout. But at the end of the day, Crawford's everybody notice he's a finisher. Once he smells
Yes,
blood, he gonna jump on top of you to the
that's what
ref
we
to the
mean
ref
Say
to the
when.
ref
stop
That's
get
me.
what stop.
Say
to the ref.
That's
stop
what.
Canelo, not knock
Okay,
him
we'll
out.
start.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
stop
So he
them.
stopped. So he stopped. So
Yeah.
so the referee gonna get him off it. But I really think that Tank could go up to 147 up there and knock out somebody. I think that I'm not putting nothing past no one or stop somebody. Whatever you want to say. I really think Tank got the power enough to do that. I'm not saying he'll do that to everybody up there, but I'm saying I really think he got the power to do that. And that's when we got start realizing, man, we can't sit there and say, oh, because he ain't getting knocked out by this, he ain't getting knocked out. So what? It's a different person. It's a different guy, different
Nobody's saying he
everything
can't
different.
do
That's
it.
why
I'm
we
just saying
got
it's probably highly
different.
unlikely.
That's why we got different fingerprints and different all
We
types of stuff.
agree.
Because we
We
all
agree
different
with
people,
that.
man. We all different
We
fucking
agree that.
people.
No, but you're saying
We
it's a
agree
highly
with that.
unlikely. Some Bama's are out here talking about like
We
it'll be
all different
cheating.
people,
It'll be
man.
cheating if he knocks him out. That's what's crazy. Oh, it
No,
must
it's
be
not crazy
snack or
either.
he must be juicing if he knocks out Canelo.
Yeah, that's it. If he,
Now, I ain't gonna lie, you good pretty much in anything you do. I will give you that.
But if I
But
got
you
somebody,
will cheat. You will cheat.
hey,
You
look,
will
everybody
cheat.
keep saying I'm cheating
I
for
ain't
no
gonna
reason.
You will cheat.
Everybody around this man called him a cheater. But look, y'all, we've been on here 2 hours. Shout out to everybody that came through for the live review. If y'all like these live
when you
reviews
coming back on, 2
and
cents?
this new segment I've created, be sure to help support the channel. If you're listening to the replay of this live, hit the heart with the $sign and let me know you appreciate the content and I'm doing a good job. Or you can hit the Cash App at $sign 2 cents boxing. What time the fight start? I'm trying to figure out what time
Probably like
I want to come
12
back to
a.m. You
watch
know how
fights.
that go.
It starts at 2 p.m. I think.
No way.
It does.
Really?
Yeah, because it's one of them turkey cards. They got 50 fights on the undercard, so you're gonna have time to take a nap, go to the house, and all this and that. So you could drive to another state, go on a road trip, come back just in time for the main event.
Drive to another state. What time does the main card?
Yeah, when do Bud and them fight,
The
I
bro?
main
think
card
it's
probably
7
starts
p.m.
at 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. something like that, and then
Eastern
But
time?
okay. Listen, I'm in Houston, so what time is that for me?
what time is it right now for you? Is it 11 p.m.
It
or
is
1?
11:23.
So it'll probably 7 p.m.
That the main
Really?
event start.
Yeah, Eastern is 8 p.m. I think.
Okay,
Wow. So we
I'll
ain't got to
probably
be
be
up all
back on
night.
here. I'll probably be back on here maybe 3-4 o'clock.
Yeah, just check on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm gonna check and see what time
We'll be
everything
back.
starts.
And
But hey, I'm
I'll
gonna
be
be
on
here.
here. Tell
Man,
Tony
shouts out to
Reviews.
Bud Crawford, people.
Hey, somebody call Tony
Shoot.
Reviews. Make sure he don't try to
Make sure Tony.
Try not
Hey,
to
I
come
want
on
everybody
here.
here. If
I
Man,
want
we
Tony
got
reviews here.
we gotta get that
Sin.
talk. We
I
gotta
want
get that.
Sin here. I
Boxing
want
have to.
Sin
Oh,
Y'all
you know
bet
I'll be
here.
not
here.
disappear. Y'all
We
bet
got.
I
not
hope that
disappear.
Oh,
y'all
y'all
better
better
not
not disappear.
disappear.
I
Y'all
want
better
the
Let
not
me.
disappear.
I
Let
want
me.
the
Y'all
guy. I
better
want the
not.
Hey,
guy.
hey, if Bud stopped Canelo, I would come back and say I was wrong.
I ain't saying
Okay.
I was
You
wrong.
ain't gonna say.
I ain't gonna say you. I'm gonna say you good at everything you do.
The greatest of
I'll
all
come back and
time.
say I was
Listen,
wrong. No, I don't believe it's
listen.
going to happen.
I respect the fans that say that that's already gonna make an excuse. I got y'all. I
Yeah, as
respect
long as
y'all
y'all
because
make it.
I know
Yeah.
y'all.
I mean, at the
I
end of
know
the day, they're
y'all
both
gonna
great
make
fighters,
excuses.
man. You know, prayers to both of them. They're both great fighters. Hopefully,
Go,
you
go
know,
ahead, Boxing Hacker. Give
best
your
man
final
win.
2 cents. Go ahead, Boxing Hacker.
Yeah. I mean, so like I said, prayers to both Canelo and Crawford. They both train hard. They both look good at the weigh-ins, and I think they're gonna put on a show. You know, and just because one person loses doesn't mean the other person sucks. I hate that narrative where he wasn't like that to begin with. Errol Spence lost. I think Errol Spence is still a great fighter. If Crawford, I believe Crawford's gonna win. I think he's gonna beat Canelo. But if somehow by miracle they loses.
A
Crawford's a
miracle?
great fighter. Canelo's just better. That's all. You know, by some
Tell him
ancient.
Boxing Hacker.
I know you guys are pray with your, Southern juju and stuff. You know, like that Crawford loses, but no, I think he's going to win. You know, and yeah, I just get tired of all these weird narratives people will be pushing. You know, like I guess some people don't like Crawford after Spence, or they have some weird vendetta against Crawford. But these guys,
Guys, that's because people don't got an unfavorable opinion about Crawford.
man,
Why
it'd
it
be
gotta
weird.
be something emotional? Y'all gotta
It's
stop
some
that.
weird ass vendetta, man. 2 cent. People, this same Exodus, these people will claim Crawford is suspicious. Meanwhile, Canelo tested for a PED, which got legalized by the WBC. But they won't talk about Canelo's.
They
And he's
got a
in a gym where
documentary
so many
on there
people
about
tested positive.
Canelo. Why y'all
But
keep
they'll be
saying
like,
that? He
well,
got a
Crawford is
documentary.
suspicious.
Hold on, let me say this because y'all keep saying this. He has a documentary on there about Eddie Reynoso and his camp. Y'all can go watch it.
Who is this guy?
He's a
I call
goofy.
him Leroy.
I call him Goof Master.
Goof Master?
That's what I call that. The guy is a whole goofy, man.
Right.
The worst one was
Boxing
the worst one was the Devin Haney Files. I hate that crap. But yeah, like at the end of the day, these guys are great, you know. So like we gotta give them respect, and I think it's gonna be a sold out event, unlike what 2 Cent was hate on all month
Sold
long,
out.
talking about it wasn't gonna sell, it was gonna do terrible. I think tonight's gonna show you how great it really was, you know.
They still got floor seats available. Ain't no mega fight got floor seats available still the day of the fight.
2 Cent, don't worry. When you see the show, you'll know. That's all I gotta say. And plus, we got somebody on the ground, right? He'll let you know if it's packed or not, right?
Ariana on y'all ass. You say how much to keep
Hey,
Boxing
Rich, where you
Hacker
watching the fight at, Rich?
Oh man.
Ariana.
I don't know. I know Netflix, man. I might stay in the house on that one.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I might watch it in the
Rich.
boxing gym or stay in the house.
Rich, what's your final 2 cents? Rich, what you got for the show?
Salute to y'all guys.
All right,
okay,
Boxing
salute. I'm gonna be back on it. But my 2 cents is, man, I don't put nothing past no one, man. Basically, I'm not like I'm gonna say it again. I think it's a 60-40 fight. I think that Canelo's going to win. But I think that Terence Crawford got the chance to win. So that's why I give him the 40. I'd say 55-45, something like that. But I wanted to be like 50-50 because I'm a Crawford fan. You know what I'm saying? And I like black people, man. I don't do all that Mexican dick riding and shit that a lot of guys come up on here and do, especially the niggas. The guy that did that documentary, like I don't respect that. I don't respect nothing that guy said on that documentary. Because when you start off lying and shit like that, nothing that you say that's even true, I don't even believe you. But as far as the fight go, that was Phoenix talking?
Ain't nobody talking.
No, I'm saying, was that Phoenix talking, saying that Crawford wouldn't get knocked out? I mean, Crawford he won't knock Canelo out at all. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, be prepared if Canelo get knocked out under 10 rounds, man. Don't come up here and say no. Nah, I ain't got no money on it, but don't.
Shit, ain't none of my money going
I'll
on
be
no
back. I'll
knockout
be back
either.
at 3. Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat, man.
Salute, Rick.
Yeah, I'll be back at 3, man. Y'all
All right, y'all come back through. Shout out Rich, man. Rich is the homie. He is so funny. He always quick to sneak this and call somebody names and then be like, "Can I talk? Can I talk? Can I talk?" Terrence Best Videos. What's the final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
All I'm saying is, please, everybody has been dogging Bud. Please come on the panel and take your medicine like a man. Y'all took it with Spence, and I understand that y'all still, some of y'all are still hurt and upset about that. But this is gonna be a double dose. So just come up here, take it like a man. When Bud move, he's gonna move smoothly, make Canelo miss, tire him out, and then punish him. It's gonna be a clear decision. Bud's gonna ride off. And guess what? Y'all gonna see Bud a lot because y'all remember he was doing he was on all those different talk shows and everything. Just imagine all the talk shows he's gonna be on. So y'all gonna see a lot of Bud soon after he beats Canelo. And for y'all to not think he's gonna make the top 10, y'all just don't know. He's gonna be top, maybe even top 8, top 7 after he beats Canelo. So y'all gonna see that he's the legend that we told y'all he was a long time ago. And Ariana, stop hating. And said, yes, I get Dondra, yes, I have Netflix. Thank you. All right, I'll see y'all later. I'll be here, Dondra.
Shout out, Terrence. See y'all later. Thank you for coming up today for the review show. Teach, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of boxers that I like in boxing, but the only person that I'm really a fan of is Shakur Stevenson. So with this whole Bud and Canelo thing, I'm neutral. I don't care who wins. In fact, I want one of them to get knocked out because we're gonna know, definitely, the definite winner in that fight if one of them gets knocked out. And I want to see the theatric that comes after it, man. Imagine if Bud gets knocked out. That's the first time in history, knocked out. It's gonna be a huge uproar about that. If Canelo gets knocked out, he has the best chin in boxing. There's gonna be a huge uproar about that. So I hope that happens, man. That's the conclusion that I want. With Canelo, obviously I feel like it's a 60-40 fight in Canelo's way. But I'm rooting for Bud. But I think Canelo, when we talk about the training camp, man, Canelo definitely had better preparation. When it comes to the sparring partner and stuff. Him getting Boots Yoenli in there, that's big, man. Preparing for the hand speed that Bud's gonna present. And Boots, in my opinion, has faster hand speed than Bud. So the look that he's getting, I think he's gonna be well prepared in the fight to stop whatever Bud is gonna try to present. But Bud always has that aura around him, that calm, collected thing that he always does. He even showed it in the Spence fight, man. During the press conference and stuff, the aura of him being calm and everything, then going into the fight and against the whooping Spence's ass. We could see Bud whooping Canelo's ass. So anything could happen, man. I'm just in anticipation right now, waiting to see the fight. Also, with my schedule, I prefer to see afternoon fights, man. I can't deal with these night fights anymore because of the East Coast time, man. They be going all to 1 a.m. in the morning, which is crazy. So, I prefer these afternoon cards. So when they end, 8, 9-ish, or even at 10, then we could talk about the fight after. So, I won't be as exhausted as I usually am with these night cards. So just looking forward to it. Thank you for having us up, 2 cents. Stay cool. Same with you, Phoenix.
For sure.
Man, just take a nap, Teach. Come on now. Phoenix, close us out. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I'll say this. I get it. You know, we got some Bud fans, and they think that just because something is possible, that we should ignore likelihood. I'll say it like this: if you know somebody who infected like Magic Johnson, you gonna go ahead and take the chance raw dogging it with them. I mean, there's a chance that you might not catch nothing, but you know, what's the likelihood that you're gonna be alright if you go ahead and do that? And that's basically the same thing here. There's a chance that Terrence Crawford could knock out Canelo. Is that something you're gonna bet your house on? 'Cause like I said, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and ignore like these are world class fighters. You could say like, oh, Tank knocked out heavyweights in boxing, and sparring in the gym. Okay, was that a skilled heavyweight like Anthony Joshua? Like somebody who was Mike Tyson in their prime or anything like that? Or was it just some 200-pound guy up off the street that's coming in boxing for the first time? Like, yeah, there's things that's possible, but at the same time, like you can't ignore likelihood, you can't ignore circumstances, and you can't ignore what's going on for real, for real. Like I'm not gonna go ahead and say that all knockouts are created equal and that certain circumstances don't matter. Like shit. Again, I'm not gonna put money on, you know, Irizlandi Lara to go up and knock out Alexander Usyk. I'm not putting money on that. I'm not gonna say David Benavidez is gonna go up and stop Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder even, or Zilly Zhang. I'm not gonna put money on that. Yeah, you say people move up weight classes and do it all the time. Who was it that brought up Pacquiao? Pacquiao gradually worked his way up. He didn't just start off from 106 or wherever he started, and all of a sudden, jump to 126, and after that, jump to 147. He didn't do.
You cut out, Phoenix.
Oh, still here?
Yeah, you here.
Okay. I was about to say, like, moving up gradually across each weight class is a whole lot different than making a jump. I mean, we've seen what happened with Adrian Broner and Maidana. That was only two weight classes that he had jumped for that. So I mean, shoot, like all circumstances ain't the same, and Canelo has a lot riding on this because he has this stigma to get rid of. But he has something riding on this because one, he got to worry about losing his own, and this is the biggest shot in his career. But I think Canelo got more to lose than Bud. Because one, Canelo's already lost, so he ain't worried about losing. At the same time, he got to worry about how people's going to view him if he loses somebody coming up this many weight classes. So I think that when people talk about one's hungrier than the other, I think Canelo's mind is going to be in it. He's going to be super focused. Like they're not going to be happy to see what Canelo do to him. And my final predictions for the fight, I'm leaning Canelo. I'll say 70% towards Canelo, 25% towards Bud, and 5% chance that that happens like a rolled ankle or something in the middle of the fight. I don't know, but I'm not going to go ahead and say that. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Bud on this
one. All right. You gonna be back later, Phoenix?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thank you for coming up, giving your 2 cents. Shout out to everybody that joined me today for the live review. We was kicking it with Leroy. He came through with his 2 cents. I know a lot of people don't agree. A lot of people see it as hate. I ain't gonna lie though. He was throwing a little sauce with the Devin Haney. I ain't gonna lie. He was throwing a little bit. He had a little bit too much dip on his chip. But hey, he got his issues with them. He know more than we know, and he know a lot of things that's going on behind the scenes allegedly. So he says. Not sure how true it is, but it's all for entertainment purposes. It's not like I'm taking everything he say 100% with a grain of salt. However, some of the things he's saying, I've already expressed and said myself. So it's not like I'm just watching this and he's updating me on a lot of new information. But y'all come back tonight for the fight. I'm not sure what time I'll be back on live, 3, 4, 5 o'clock maybe. Just keep checking to see when I'm live. For some reason, the notifications, people not getting my notifications. And I always hear YouTubers say that. I don't know why it's not giving notifications, but just know I'm going to be back this evening for the fight, and you got to be here. So thank everybody for joining me. If you're watching the replay of this live, be sure to drop it below and let me know your 2 cents. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, leaving you in the background, muting you when you're trying to talk, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.